So, we are resuming from our lunch break. We're resuming the evaluation committee meeting for RPS 2424685, the miscellaneous professional engineering services for the utility relocation project. So, we are picking up with Jones Edmonds. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Lisa, the chair, to resume discussions and scoring.
Appreciate that. Okay, start with the first criteria, ability of the firm and its professional personnel. For Jones Edmonds, I thought they showed they had a uniquely qualified project manager, and the team to me showed a superior level of experience, and I gave them a 40 in this criteria.
Yeah, I did not see them having a mechanical or discipline of mechanical engineering. I did not find that anywhere. But otherwise, other than that, I mean, yeah, they had a good amount of year in their experience, but because they were missing a discipline, I went with 16.
So I gave them a 30. Project manager had very good experience along with everybody else on the key personnel, mostly above 30 years of experience or 20 years of experience. And diverse set of projects listed on each of the resumes. Definitely look mine with what we're looking for.
I gave them a 25. Because they have some pretty good experience in this kind of project. It's 25 for me.
Okay. They were showing a 40, a 30, a 25, and a 16.
If I were to overlook the discipline, it would be probably 26. So,
Right,
if that helps.
with that in mind,
28 or 29.
yeah, I'd say at least.
Be good with 29.
Yeah, 29 is fine.
So 29 is your consensus?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, for the second criteria, the experience with projects of similar size and type. I thought they had a good representation. Showed all municipal projects in accord with what we would be looking for. I gave them a 32.
I thought the majority of the projects that they had some kind of utility work involvement. And the one thing I do note here, majority had design only. I didn't see too much of CEI. So I gave them a 24.
I gave them 29. Gave a good diverse set of projects. One thing I noted was that several of them are ongoing. So I guess the work is yet to be finished. But from the list, like definitely a bunch of work that utility coordination, yeah, I guess I also noticed, some of them do, at least one of them I noticed listed the CEI services for it. But mostly design.
Have them, page 22.
So we have a 32, a 29, a 24, and a 22. Um,
So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm
Want to
good
go
with you.
26 or 27?
So they have CEI, isn't it?
They do have some, yes.
Yeah.
they listed it for at least the Zephyr Hills project.
It was. Helpful. See that.
Okay, yeah.
Majority show design.
Yeah, yeah, 26. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yep.
26 is your consensus?
Yes. Okay, for ability to meet schedule and budget requirements. I thought they showed a really superior understanding of what it takes with the scope, schedule, and budget. I gave them a 9.
Yeah, I gave them a 7. I thought it was a good job showing understanding the scope, schedule, budget.
I gave an 8.
I also got an 8.
So we'll go with an 8.
So 8 is your consensus?
Yes.
For the firm's projected workload, they appeared to me to have adequate staff and time to complete the services on schedule. I gave them an 8.
Um, I was split on this on 6 to 7, but I was leaning towards the 6, because on the average, they showed about like 37% availability. Or 35.
I gave a 7, mainly because they're all mostly under 50% relative to other firms. It was on the lower side.
Alex, what was yours?
6. Okay, I'll go with the 7.
I also got a 6. It's about 25% availability for us. I think it's pretty low.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
So that's less than the average of the 10 team members.
That I could definitely go down some. Do you guys feel more comfortable with a 6 or a 7? So we have 2 6s, a 7, and an 8.
Settle on 7. Or 6.
I think I'm okay with a 6.
We can be in agreement.
Okay, they have 150%, 145, and 40, and the rest is all
analyze it,
Yeah.
it's all, yeah,
That's what I saw. too.
Yeah.
six.
So 6 is your consensus.
Next firm is McKim and Creed. Excuse me. The first criteria, ability of the firm and its professional personnel. I had noted that the project manager is uniquely qualified. The team shows many superior experience with municipal projects. And they have a great supporting staff, lots of years of experience. And I gave them a 42.
I know it's like, I agree with you that they have a good amount of experience. But again, I noted that they didn't show a mechanical. So, I went to the 16.
Gave them a 30. Thought the years of experience was pretty high between the whole team. And the projects listed were mostly potable water, transmission mains, and force mains, pretty much in line with what we're looking for, and most of the projects were pretty current.
I got them at 32. Yeah, I mean, they have, some pretty good experience. And in terms of mechanical, looks like they have, it looks like, let's see. They have a senior mechanical engineer. One pitched, that's pitched well.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, lead mechanical engineer. Yeah, he has 34 years experience. Yeah, pretty good.
I.
You wanna
Yeah,
revisit yours?
yeah, then I'm good up in the 30s, yeah. That was close, yeah.
Okay, so had a. Do you wanna give me another number for yours, or you just wanna?
So 32.
Okay. So we have a 42, a 32, a 32, and a 30. So 36, 35, and 36.
35 sounds good to me.
I mean, you guys tell me what you're comfortable going.
So the range of
32, 32, 30, and 42. So,
yeah, 42, that's close to perfect, right? Yeah.
So they do have a strong team. Be comfortable with the 36.
you guys.
36 right now.
That too high.
Let's see, I'll assume that they do have a vocabulary for development of 32. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I mean,
Well,
they have a pretty good team, actually. Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah, and they have sub consultants to help sub in everything.
And a lot of the
Yeah.
personnel worked on most of the projects listed. So.
But I do think that 36 is kind of, it's kind of high.
Well, what do you guys feel comfortable with?
Well, like 30 to 34.
So I gave it 30, but that's also one of the highest I gave, so. I kind of fall in line with my thinking that they are one of the better, more experienced teams. 34, 35 works for me.
34.
Or,
I think that might be that might be the highest
we'll go with 34.
score given.
So 34 in your consensus?
No, their highest is 36.
Yeah, there's a 36.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do wrong.
Okay, so for the third criteria, ability to meet schedule and budget requirements.
So do the second one.
The second one.
I'm sorry. I was skipping ahead of myself. Okay, for the second criteria, the experience with projects of similar size and type. I thought they showed a superior level of experience. All the projects listed were municipal projects. And I thought demonstrated a great approach. I gave them a 34.
I have here the majority of their projects do have utility work involved. Most of them have are relocates. I do have like a half and half of, design and CI and CEI, so I gave them a 25.
I gave a 28. Again, I think most of the projects were relocation projects. Most of them were current projects. And like Alex said, they have nice blend of both the design and CEI. Sue's involved. Overall, pretty strong experience, what we're looking for.
I gave them a 23.
So we have a 23, 25, 28, and 34. The 20, 25, 26.
With that, maybe 26.
I'm good with 26.
This list of projects was one of the better lists that I thought of, that I saw.
Yeah, 26. It's
You are good with 26.
So what was the range?
It was 23, 25, 28, 34.
Yeah, 26 is fine.
So 26 is the consensus?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, now we're getting to the ability to meet schedule and budget requirements. Again, I thought they had a great understanding of all of these, the three. The Holy Triangle, scope, schedule, budget. They even showed example projects where they met or came in under budget, which I thought was impressive. And I gave them a 10 for this one.
I thought they had a good understanding of the scope of service. And like the where they gave examples of and demonstrated, you know, the how they go about doing it. So I gave them an 8.
I think they laid out a pretty good plan, and I like the fact that they gave examples on the estimate versus final cost. So I gave them an 8. One thing I noted that I didn't hold against them is they referred to us as the city, not the county.
Oh, really? I missed that.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, looks like they have done some pretty sizable projects. And the end it came out on the budget, you know, it was slightly over, I give them an 8.
Okay, we have 3 8s and a 10, so. I'm okay going down to an 8.
So 8 is the consensus?
yes.
And for the final category, firms projected workload availability. I thought they showed an adequate, staffing time to complete services on schedule. They also had backup staffing identified. So I actually gave them a 10 on that as well. It's one of the
They had
few that had the backup or identified backup staffing.
Oh, I have the 2 there. Yeah, I gave them an 8 because they have a little over 60 or close to 67%. The entire team was like 60, so I gave them an 8.
I gave a 9. I thought their availability percentage wise was pretty high over the next 12 months. And also, yeah, they listed a backup for pretty much every key personnel had a backup listed. So that's good to see.
Yeah. So I have the, yeah. Well, change probably to a 9 too. That's the case.
I give them 8, yeah, about 60% availability.
I didn't realize, I just saw it here that they do have the backup, so that, that would have bumped him up to.
So,
209.
on page 42, they show, a blue line, it said, projected workload. I guess that's without the county contract, right? And that workload would be close to 60% by the end of 2026. I mean, it's not clear to me. So giving them like a 9, that's a pretty, high score.
Projected workload including this contract.
Well, including the function, oh, okay. But the current workload in Brown is over 60%. So currently, that means they only
I have
40%.
67. It's the average
Yeah,
for a 6-member team, and 60% of the entire team.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like the current workload in Brown is 60%, like right now. That means, like right now, they only available 40% of the time for us. Yeah, so I think that 9 is very high.
So it looks like their availability is not as great. That's,
In the future, it's gonna be more for us, but right now, it's not.
by the end of 2024, would be close to 55%.
too bad.
Yeah, but not for 90%.
Okay, so what do we feel comfortable doing? An 8, a 9, a 9, and a 10. So we're basically at the end of 24.
Yeah. So we want to do 9.
I think relatively speaking.
Yeah, compared to the other ones, yeah, that's pretty high. Like considering that, in the future, they're gonna be available, but, like more available, but not now.
I somewhat agree, because yeah, if you look at the chart of each individual's availability over the next 12 months, that's all shown as high, but looking at the current workload graph, on the graph that shows current workload availability and projected workload, it kind of shows that at least for the next 2 quarters, by Q3 of 25, they'll be close to 60% available for us, which that's kind of
Here already.
Oh,
So
I can be good with an 8.
feel better with an 8.
I could agree with an 8.
Gee, is that more in line with what you?
Yeah,
So 8 is a consensus.
Yes. Allen Plummer and Associates is our next. And from what they showed in the proposal, to me, they demonstrated an above average, a team with above average experience and the necessary disciplines. I gave them a 25. One of the first criteria.
Actually, that's what would have given them if. I'm
Let me
sorry.
guess.
Structural. I didn't see the structural discipline, so. So with that having all the disciplines, I went with the 16.
You said they were missing structure.
Structural, unless I missed that. If I did, then it's 25. But
I gave 29. I thought that was a pretty strong team with lots of experience. Projects, quite a few relocation projects or force main / water main projects. And most of the projects were current. And yeah, looks like their work that they've worked on is pretty in line with what we're looking for.
Let's give me 25.
Okay, so we have a 16.
I'm good with 25.
Mhm.
I'll be good with 25.
So what was the range again?
Well, started at a 16, but then a 29, a 25, and a 25.
Agree with the 25.
So 25.
25 is your consensus?
Yes. Okay, for the second criteria, experience with projects of similar size and type. I thought they showed adequate experience, and with similar relative representative projects. I gave them a 21.
Let's see. Some majority of products were utility, some of them were relocates. Majority of them were design and CEI. The last three of them had limited key member dissipation. So I gave them a 25.
Also gave a 25. Thought they showed quite a few replacement or relocation projects. All were pretty current and that they had CEI involved.
You gotta give me 22. You have some relocation projects, which is good.
So we have a 25, 25, 22, and 21.
Can agree with that one.
23.
Consensus is fine.
Yeah.
23.
23. Okay, for the willingness and ability to meet schedule and budget requirements. I felt that they didn't really address the schedule or the budget management. I gave them 2.
Yeah, I felt that, um, yeah, the scope and the scheduling and budget were adequate. I gave them a 7. Excuse me, a 7.
I gave a 7. And they didn't have much discussion on budget or scheduling. Pretty much it.
I give them an 8, but I'm willing to go down, considering what you guys said.
And we have a 7, a 7, an 8, and a 2.
6.
What do you guys feel more?
You good with the 6?
Okay.
Your consensus?
Because they don't necessarily speak on schedule, but I don't really speak on budget, but the approaches that they do list kind of tackle issues that would arise with scheduling, how they, plan to approach, and then how they would handle the issues. So I guess it kind of speaks on, how they would tackle scheduling issues.
Yeah.
Without necessarily saying, here's how we put together our schedule.
Yeah, it's not clear.
For the last category, recent, current, and projected workload. I thought they showed adequate staff and time to complete the services. I gave them an 8 on this one.
Yeah, I thought they gave, an adequate, amount. But they also did have a backup too, so I took that into consideration and gave them a 9.
Most of their percentages were high, and then they listed backups, so I gave them an 8 also, or an 8.
Also got an 8.
That one 8. Had 3 8s and a 9.
8 is your consensus?
So next we have Stan Tech Consulting Services. And for the first criteria, firm's ability and professional personnel. I thought they showed a uniquely qualified project manager. The team, to me, had a superior level of experience. I gave them a 35.
Yes, yeah, I thought that, they had a good sized team. They did have all the disciplines, in the project team. And, they showed a very good amount of, expertise and years. I gave them a 29.
I gave it 28. The years of experience is pretty extensive. Projects listed for the individuals for a lot of utility work, whether it be relocation or just new pipeline. They listed a deputy PM, and yeah, pretty big team.
I've done it 30. Yeah, some pretty good experience, like over 20 years, some of them.
Okay, we have a 28, 29, 30, and 35.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
So 30 is your consensus?
Okay, for the second criteria, experience with projects of similar size and type. I felt they showed a superior level of experience. All projects were municipal and similar to what we are looking for. I gave them a 32 on that criteria.
And I thought that all the projects, the majority of them, not all of them had to deal with utilities. Most of them had both design and CEI. I did notice that they had a limit of key personnel that were involved in those projects. So I gave them a 25.
I gave it 27. I thought the projects were, in line with what we're looking for. A lot of relocation projects, mostly current projects. One of them was ongoing still, the professional services, so that one's yet to be finished. But for the most part, I thought pretty diverse, but all in line with what we're looking for. Several of them are services contracts, so.
I got them at 28.
So we have a 25, a 27, 28, and 32. So
Let's say 28 or 29.
I was thinking Either one, 28 or 29.
What was the lowest? 25 for the lowest.
Lowest was 25. Highest was 32.
I'd be fine with either one.
28.
Yeah,
28 is your consensus?
For their willingness and ability to meet schedule and budget requirements. But they showed a superior understanding of scope, schedule, and budget. And with what they demonstrated, I gave them a 9.
yeah, I thought they had a good understanding of the scope and services. Budget. I gave it an 8.
Also gave an 8.
Also got an 8.
An 8.
8 is the consensus.
Yep.
And for the firm's recent, current, and projected workload, I thought they showed having adequate staff and time to complete services on schedule. I gave them an 8.
And I gave them an 8 also, showing about 58% availability. Average.
I gave an 8 also.
Got an 8.
Oh, 8 is the consensus.
Next is B&A Consulting. They showed uniquely qualified project manager. That they actually had an excellent support and construction inspection team. I gave them a 41.
Yeah, I thought that they had a good sized team. They showed a good amount of expertise and mostly they had a good amount of years of experience. I gave them a 27.
I gave it 28. Thought that was a pretty large team. Good number of sub-consultants to fill in the void. And overall, years of experience were pretty high. For most of them, somewhere over 40. And some of the projects listed were over 5 years old. So that was one of the things that brought it down for me.
I give them a 30. They have a pretty good team, good experience.
So we have a 27, 28, 30, and 41. Okay, going down some, what do you guys think would be reasonable?
What's the range?
27, 28, 30, 41.
32, 33.
I I could do either one. So,
Yeah, 33.
Thirty-three is your consensus?
Second criteria, experience with projects of similar size and type. I thought they showed a good representation. All the projects were municipal type projects with similar size and type. I gave them a 32.
Majority of the projects were, utilities, some part of those were, relocates. Only half of them only half were both design and CEI, the other half was either or. They had a good amount of the key personnel that were involved, so overall I gave them a 43.
I gave it 26. Noted that several of the projects were 6 or 7 or 8 years old. But yeah, a lot of utility coordination, involved work, that's what we're looking for.
I got him at 28. See,
So we have a 23, 26, 28, and 32.
So 28.
With either of those.
showing a few old projects. They only have this one active here. This one. Sorry, 2019. So what was the range again?
23, 26, 28, 32.
What's the consensus so far?
So that's your only-
7.
7.
Yeah, I think that's fine, yeah.
So 27 is your consensus?
Yes.
Okay, so for the ability to meet schedule and budget requirements, I thought they did a very thorough job in this area. And also listed 24 projects that have been completed under budget. I thought that was impressive. I gave them a 10 on this one.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job, showing their ability to stay within schedule and budget. And showed examples, I gave them an 8.
I gave it 9. But so gives you a good idea that they're able to, they usually come in under budget.
recommend 8.
Eight, 8, 9, and 10.
It's fine.
You guys okay with 9 or?
See, we go on the budget, like, where.
Page
Is that chart?
30. 32 of the PDF.
Yeah. Examples.
So 9. Okay.
Agree with 9.
So 9 is your consensus?
Yes. Okay, for the last category, recent, current, and projected workload. I felt they had more than ample staff time available, and they also were showing backup staffing. I gave them a 10 on that one.
I gave them an 8. But I did not see the backup staff. I showed the backup too.
That's what I have in my notes. Is that? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see that. Maybe it's in the organizational chart. I gave an 8.
Yeah, because I didn't see anywhere that they had the backup stuff.
Yeah. And so that we have significant backup resources. Yeah, just that you have backup.
Yeah, but they don't. It doesn't specify the percentage.
That's good. They have backup, yeah.
Sorry, Ryan. what was yours?
I give an 8.
I'm also in 8.
I am okay with 8 since that's the.
So
8 used to be the consensus. Yep. Okay. Our final of the day, right here's. And for the first category, ability of the firm and personnel. I felt the project manager was uniquely qualified and that they had an excellent support and construction inspection team. I gave them a 41.
Yeah, I thought they had a really good size and structure of the team in general. They had a very good experience and qualifications and years. Majority of the examples in their resumes were relocates. I gave them a 32.
I give 31. Thing that stood out is for every person they listed the backup. The years of experience is really high. some of the projects were around the 5-year range, but most were pretty current. There was a couple of older ones, but overall, I think the projects were in line with what we're looking for. And yeah, the amount of experience in the org chart stood out to me.
Yeah, let me 30.
Yeah, so we have a 31, actually a 30, 31, 32, 41.
We'll have, all the resources, like all the staff, like they're fairly new for the company. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 3 year, then 1 4 year.
So we're looking at the 33, 34.
You good with the 34? I think it's one of the stronger teams.
Yeah, I mean, overall experience, yes, but with the firm. So, you said 33,
34.
34. Yeah, I was thinking 33.
I don't think, well, for me, the years of experience or the years of experience far outweighs the time with the firm because, I mean, we don't know how much these people actually work together, it's a pretty tight knit community. So a lot of them could have worked together, different firms, but if you got 35 years of experience, but only 1 year with the firm, it's still 35 years that you've done what you're going to keep doing. Yeah. But yeah, more years together, more tight knit group, gel together somewhat better, but
34 is your consensus.
So for the second criteria, experience with projects of similar size and type. I thought they showed a pretty strong, level of experience. All projects were municipal projects of similar size and type of what we're looking for. I gave them a 32.
Yeah, the majority of the projects was utility. There was a few of them that were relocate. Some of them had design and CDI. Majority had one or the other. So, and then they had a good amount of the key personnel involved in those. So I gave them a 24.
all the projects were, well, my score was a 28. Said all the projects were pretty much what we're looking for, mostly relocations, some extensions. They had CEI services. They have some CAMS experience, so it's a good thing. But overall, I like how they listed out a lot of what exactly they did as far as the relocations that they did when they had the relocations. Give you a good idea that they worked a lot on those specific things.
Um. Academy 25.
We have a 24, a 25, a 28, and a 32. 26, 27.
Be good with 27.
Yeah, me too.
I'm good with that.
27 is your consensus?
So,
And for the firm's willingness and ability to meet schedule and budget requirements. I thought they provided an impressive, overview of the scope, schedule, and budget. How they were dealing with that, I gave them a 9.
Yeah, I thought they had a good understanding of the scope and showed that the ability to keep the schedule and budget. I gave them an 8.
I also gave them an 8, give an example of a project schedule and help visualize how they would approach it. And also gave me an example of what they use to manage. Well, I think both examples were for the scheduling, but yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty clear, good sized approach. Give an 8.
Also anything.
So our consensus will be an 8. Okay, for the last criteria, firm's recent, current, and projected workload. I thought they showed adequate staff and time to complete the services on schedule, and I give them an 8.
Yeah, although their percentage was on the low side, but they did provide for a backup. They did show that they have a backup to it. So I gave them an 8.
I gave a 7. They kind of lower percentage availability
Right.
compared to other firms. The project manager does have 75%, so, and yeah, the lead project engineer has low, but there was a backup lead project engineer that had high. So I give it 7.
I'm gonna miss a 6. Their availability, like overall, is less than 35%.
So we have a 6, a 7, and 2 8s. So. Seven.
I think if we compare, like with the other one that we did, I mean, their availability is pretty low. You know,
7.
Okay, go with 7.
So did I get 3?
Not too many of the firms got below an 8. So.
Yeah.
seven, yeah.
So 7 is your consensus?
Yes.
Okay, so, that, uh, with that I will go through and recap the score and, so that you can confirm them, making adjustments, the necessary adjustments at that time. And, I'll also read off the bonus point scores so that I'm gonna be reading a full, complete total in order to devise the ranking. So with that, we're gonna go back to the first firm and I will state each score.
These are the bonus scores. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna read the criteria scores and then have you guys confirm them or adjust them, and then I'll read the bonus points and then the total. So for AECom, criteria number 1, we had a consensus of 20. Criteria number 2, consensus of 27. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 63 points. Are all committee members in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments need to be made at this time?
Well, I should have.
Agreement?
Everyone?
Good, yep.
Okay, so the bonus points for DMDWBE, they received 5 points. Past performance, 2 points. Volume of work, 0 points, for a total of 7 points. And then for a overall total, they received 70 points. And that's AECom. For Ardura, criteria 1, we had a consensus of 36. Criteria 2, consensus of 29. Criteria 3, consensus of 9. Criteria 4, consensus of 7, for a total of 81 points. Are all the committee members in agreement with those scores? Or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the bonus points, the DMDWBE, they received 5 points. Past performance, 5 points. Volume of work, 4 points, for a total of 14 bonus points, for an overall total of 95 points. Okay, for Atkins, Realis, criteria 1, you had a consensus of 15. Criteria 2, consensus of 23. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 54 points. Are you guys in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed at this time?
Agreement?
Great.
Can you tell me, what was the range again on Atkins? On Atkins, the range, what was it?
The range of what?
Oh, for criteria 1,
Criteria 1,
yeah, 1 and 2.
a 10, a 28, a 5, and a 32.
Yeah, the 5, that was me.
Yes.
And we ended up with 15, right? Yeah, I'm good with that. And the second criteria, what was it again? The range?
The range was 26, 25, 10, and 30.
And we ended up with 23, yeah. I'm good with it.
Okay, so all the committee members were in agreement with those forms?
Yes.
So, for the DMWBE bonus points, we had 5 points. For past performance, they received 5 points. For volume of work, 0 points, for a total of 10 points. For a total of 64 overall points. Okay, for errors associates, criteria 1, we had a consensus of 30 points. For criteria 2, consensus of 27. Criteria 3, consensus of 9. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 74 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores? Do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Everyone in agreement? Okay. They received 5 DMDWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, and 0 volume of work points, for a total of 8 bonus points, for a overall total of 82 points. For Burgess and Nyepel, criteria 1. They received, had a consensus of 30 points. Criteria 2, consensus of 26 points. Criteria 3, consensus of 9. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 73 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or any adjustments needed?
Agree. I agree.
Agree.
Okay. They received 5 DMDWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, and 0 volume of work points, for a total of 8 bonus points, or an overall total of 81 points. And for Burns and McDonald, criteria 1, we had a consensus of 21. Criteria 2, consensus of 17. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 9, for a total of 55 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or are any adjustments needed at this time?
Agreed.
Agree.
Can you remind me the range for Burns for criteria 1 and 2?
The range for criteria 1 was 10 points, 30 points, 20 points, 35 points.
We ended up with 21. Yes, I'm good with it. And for criteria 2.
For number 2, it was 26, 26, 5, and 16.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, so.
Agree.
We're in agreement.
All agree.
So for they received 5 DMDWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 5 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, for a total of 68 points. CHA Consulting, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 27. Criteria 2, consensus of 24. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 67 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Agree.
Okay, they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 5 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, for an overall total of 80 points. Okay, Clearview Land Design, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 23. Criteria 2, consensus of 21. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 60 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Agree.
Okay, they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 5 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, for an overall total of 73 points. Okay, Clymer, Farner, Barley. Criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 24. Criteria 2, consensus of 16. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 56 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores? Do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Okay, they received 0 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, and 5 volume of work points, for a total of 8 bonus points, for an overall total of 64 points. CPH, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 26. Criteria 2, consensus of 27. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 69 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores? Or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Okay, they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 5 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, for an overall total of 82 points. CSA Central, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 16. Criteria 2, consensus of 12. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 44 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Okay. They received 5 MDWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 5 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, for an overall total of 57 points. George F. Young, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 31. Criteria 2, consensus of 29. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 76 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Okay, they received 5 DMDWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 4 volume of work points, for a total of 12 bonus points, for an overall total of 88 points. Half associates, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 27. Criteria 2, consensus of 26. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 6, for a total of 67 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Okay, they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 5 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, and an overall total of 80 points. For Johnson, Merriman, and Thompson, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 24. Criteria 2, consensus of 18. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 58 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
Okay, they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, and 0 volume of work points, for a total of 8 bonus points, for an overall total of 66 points. For Jones Edmonds, criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 29. Criteria 2, consensus of 26. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 6, for a total of 69 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agree.
And they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 5 past performance points, 0 volume work points, for a total of 10 bonus points, for an overall total of 79 points. For Kim and Creed, criteria 1, you had a consensus of 34. Criteria 2, consensus of 26. Or,
Agreed.
do you feel
Agreed.
any adjustments are needed?
Agreed.
Great.
Jones Edmonds, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, McKinney Creed, so they received 5 DMDWBE bonus points, 4 past performance points, and 1 volume of work points for a total of 10 bonus points, with an overall total of 86 points. Or Allen Plummer and Associates, criteria number 1, we had a consensus of 25. Criteria 2, consensus of 23. Criteria 3, consensus of 6. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 62 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores? Or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agreed.
Okay, they received 5 DMDWBE bonus points, 4 past performance points, 4 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, with an overall total of 75 points. For Stantec, criteria 1, you had a consensus of 30. Criteria 2, consensus of 28. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 74 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores? Do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agreed.
Okay, they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, and 5 volume work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, with an overall total of 87 points. Okay, for V&A Consulting, criteria number 1, you have consensus of 33. Criteria 2, consensus of 27. Criteria 3, consensus of 9. Criteria 4, consensus of 8, for a total of 77 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores? Do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agreed.
Okay, they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 5 volume of work points, for a total of 13 bonus points, with an overall total of 90 points. For right peers. Criteria number 1, you had a consensus of 34. Criteria 2, consensus of 27. Criteria 3, consensus of 8. Criteria 4, consensus of 7, for a total of 76 points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores, or do you feel any adjustments are needed?
Agreed.
Okay, and they received 5 DMWBE bonus points, 3 past performance points, 2 volume work points, for a total of 10 bonus points, with an overall total of 86 points. Okay, the ranking will be as follows. Wait 1 second here. We do have a few ties in there. So bear with me 1 second. I have to look at the volume of work to determine the tide. Okay, so, I will read the ranking, and we did have several ties that we had to break, and, just for the record, there are tiebreakers in place in accordance with our procurement policy and procedures. The initial tiebreaker for the, professional firms for the CCNA process is, the professional firm's individual volume of work with Hillsborough County is determined by the clerk of the circuit court financial system. The professional firm with the lowest total dollars in volume of work over the preceding 2 fiscal years will be considered the higher ranked firm. So, as I read the ranking, just understand that the ties have been broken based on the firm that had the lower total dollar of volume of work over the last 2 fiscal periods. So the ranking is as follows. Our Dura Group is ranked number 1 with 95 points. V&A Consulting is ranked number 2 with 90 points.
I'm sorry, I had
90.
90.
Mhm. And Georgia F. Young is ranked number 3 with 88 points. Stantec is ranked number 4 with 87 points. Wright Pierce is ranked number 5 with 86 points. Kevin Creed is ranked number 6 with 86 points. CPH is ranked number 7 with 82 points. Ayers and Associates ranked number 8 with 82 points. Burgess and Nyepel ranked number 9 with 81 points. CHA Consulting ranked number 10 with 80 points. Half Associates ranked number 11 with 80 points. Jones Edmond ranked number 12 with 79 points. Allen Plummer and Associates ranked number 13 with 75 points. Clearview Land Design ranked number 14 with 73 points. AECom ranked number 15 with 70 points. Ernst and McDonald ranked number 16 with 68 points. Johnson Merriman ranked number 17 with 66 points. Clymer Farner Barley ranked number 18 with 64 points. Atkins Realis ranked number 19 with 64 points. And CSA Central ranked number 20 with 57 points. So with that stated, I'm going to confer with the committee chairperson that the department, the user department, who these contracts will be used by, has determined, you can confirm that you do not require oral presentations. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that you will be recommending the top 4 ranked firms to be recommended for award. Is that also correct?
That was my understanding. Not sure if I need to confirm that with my management or not, but I believe that's what the criteria is.
Did you want to, as it stands right now, confirm that before? And then it would,
I think it would be worth consulting with my management.
Okay,
Just
so
to make sure.
you, so the committee chair is advising that they will consult with their management as to the amount of contracts that will be awarded, just based on the fact that the solicitation document did state that the county would be awarding multiple contracts. So we will confirm that, and it will be reflected on the notice of intent to recommend award. So as it stands right now, again, I'll just repeat, as it stands right now, the committee chair has advised that she will confirm with her management as to the amount of contracts that will be recommended for award. So again, it will be reflected on the notice of intent to award as to the number of contracts that will be awarded for this contract. Okay. So with that, I believe that will conclude our evaluation meeting for today. We want to thank you all for your time and your efforts into this project and to reviewing and evaluating. We will again just want to state for the record that the cone of silence is still in effect. So please, any of the companies that may be watching, please keep that in mind and do not contact any of the committee members. Any questions you have, please direct them to my attention, and we will provide a response. So there's nothing else. I believe that's going to conclude our the evaluation committee meeting for RPS 24-24685, miscellaneous professional engineering services for the utility relocation. Again, thank you all, and that will conclude today's meeting.
So